Hello everyone and welcome to the map Site Delta. Here, joining me in the upper left corner, the Red Terran, for today's professional highlight match. It is GuMiho. And their Zerg opponent, the blue drones here spawning into the bottom right corner, none other than SHIN, aka Ragnarok, for those unfamiliar, of course. GuMiho with a Marine. GuMiho versus SHIN, a TvZ. I'm hoping gets wacky. I chose these two specifically because they're not, you know, those Terrans and those Zergs that you always expect to see the same kind of thing. I'm hoping we get some chaos, some madness here. Already, something unusual, I would say. Extra Marine. 1, 2, 3 Marines. The count might say. Where are they going, though? GuMiho, checking around, making sure, perhaps hunting overlords. SHIN, though, not actually sending those overlords in that central path, really. We got one that's hoping to make it to the high ground here. Oh, will be shot just a little bit, does get to the high ground. What? What are you doing here? Are you gonna repair the Marines? No. GuMiho, what is this? Are you bunker rushing? What are you being sneaky here? You shot the Overlord. They know you're coming. It's gonna be a bunker. Alright, the two queens desperately trying to make it up that ramp. The Lings. It's only 3 Marines. Like, I see Hellions coming, though. The Queens should be able to handle the Marines. The question is, will the bunker get up in time? I think the Queen might be able to stop it. One of them's going to go down, though, immediately, right as the Lings get here. The Hellions reinforce, will shoo away most of the Zerglings. However, trading off 2 of the Marines, the SCV died off, which means the bunker has no hope of completing. Oh, the Queen. Don't do it, Hellions. There's even 3 of you. Okay, don't do it. It's a trap. No Queen. Nope. Ling Speed's gonna finish up. The Zerglings will still take some losses, but behind this, or should I say, ahead of this, SHIN is sending out some Lings across the other side. The depot wall will be raised, which means now the biggest threat really is the low ground. GuMiho's getting that orbital, trying to get everything set up. The Hellions are going to be called back home. Immediately start up the barbecue, fire up that grill, boys. It's Zergling tonight. And a lot of Zerglings at that. They actually going to get these Hellions? Get out. No, the Hellions do get destroyed. One of them will spawn on the safe side of the depot wall. This orbital lifting. Thank you, GuMiho. Alright. Behind this, good grief, the chaos, the madness, it's everything I hoped for. What am I talking about? Behind this, GuMiho's been going for some Banshees. Trying to land the CC. One of the Hellions, let me in. Will get destroyed. Just barely. On the other side, GuMiho, not been idle though. Gets a Banshee across. We seeing the spores? Okay. Did SHIN know? No. These are just safety spores. One of them already set up in the natural. Will provide a bit of detection. Not going to do a whole lot to save that outer drone though. One of them will fall. There's a Raven. A Raven on the way. GuMiho, what are you doing? Couple of Queens help to shoo away the Banshee here. There's no lair. No, it's all 3 hatches at this point, so there's no hope for an Overseer. The question is, are the spores set up nicely enough? The cloak is going to run out, which is, of course, very helpful for the Zerg. Why a Raven? 3rd CC? third depot up at the top there. Double armory spotted. Is it mechin time? Mechin it happen. Some mechin cheese, of course. Double armory. For those upgrades, it could be a Banshee. It could be mass Banshee. Now there's extra factories. Alright, cancel that one, guys. Not going to be seeing hyperflight, double-digit Banshees, I think. Just going to provide a little high ground vision there so the Marines can deal with that Overlord. Meanwhile, the factory's on the way. Oh, now the Marines will be surrounded. They will be destroyed. The Lings can't, of course, win the day because of the Banshees. The Hellions not going to get in. Was that a panic evo? That was a panic evo. Not a panic, of course, to deny the Hellions, but you get the sentiment. Mech upgrades are started. SHIN going to respond, getting a Spire. And desperately trying to hunt down these Hellions. Oh, Lord. It gets one of them. We'll get one of them. Just flee, Hellions. As fast as your little gas pedal can take you. Holy moly, more factories on the way. Going up to 5 factory. Third base is landed. The other side, the Banshee, Raven, Wombo combo here. What's the Raven here for? Help out with auto turrets? Possibly. Maybe help out with auto turrets. Go for some drones. Upgrades on the way. What's the Spire going to be for? I hope it's mutas. Mech does have a little bit of vulnerability here. Oh god, that's a lot of Hellions. I don't think that's going to really work. Well, the depot wall is raised to third base. A few of the SCVs actually are dying off. The Hellions jammed themselves into that corner. And the SCV shifts into Hellbat mode, locking it down. The Lings trying to get it done. The auto turrets. See, it was for auto turrets. You doubted me. Absolutely not. Turrets will help clean up all of the Lings, resources lost, in favor of the Terran. However, 6 SCVs have fallen here so far. We shall see. Hey, we are getting hyperflight. GuMiho actually wanting to keep up some Banshee production here. An intriguing choice, I would say. Adding on Cyclones, 5 at a time. Battle mech, huh? GuMiho going for a bit of a speedier, more aggressive style, perhaps just at first though. It can easily transition into that slower, more traditional siege tank style mech. The question is, at what point do you pull that trigger and switch? The Cyclones help to deal with the mutas as well, give a little bit of defense for the time. Oh, Hurricane engines will be denied here. GuMiho gonna have to start that over. Do they get hyperflight? No, they will not get hyperflight. The Cyclones finally make their way back up. We'll start that upgrade once again off the other tech lab. Siege tank still being produced despite the lack of tech lab there. We had the plans at the start, okay. I told Timmy to memorize them at the start of the siege tank production just in case the tech lab got destroyed. And thank gosh he took a picture with his phone. He forgot, of course, because it's Timmy, you know. Can't trust Timmy to remember what he had for breakfast, much less how to put a siege tank together. But he took a picture of the plans, so good to go on that front. The mutas doing their dance, keeping the Terran busy. You want to keep the Terran honest at this point. GuMiho has that third base, 69 SCVs, very nice of course. Starting to ramp up that army production. Thors, tanks, Banshees. Not looking to commit to that full aggressive battle mech style that I suspected earlier. On the Zerg side though, what's SHIN been up to despite the Mutalisk dance here? Producing a lot of Zerglings. Ravagers as well, getting the upgrades together. The Hive is about to finish up. What's that Hive for? If you said Brood Lords, give yourself a little Zerg flavored pat on the shoulder or your back there. Brood Lords appear to be the choice. Vipers will be added in as well. The Hellions, not watched for a split second The siege tanks are set up nicely. The Hellbats instantly transform, which I think is going to do well at denying this group here. The Banshees can shut down the Ravagers with very little effort. The Mutas trying to intercept. Not going to be able to catch them, though. Hyperfly Banshees are speedy, guys. Thor in its anti-muta mode will help to shut that down. Cyclone count sitting at a comfortable 16. Yikes. 2-2 just now completing for the mech. 2-2's not even done for the Zerg either here. Interesting. Alright. The Hive is completed, so, you know, SHIN can, of course, get the +3 attack. I think the focus at this point, though, is these Broodlords. Where are the Corruptors? There's 8. Well, there they are, morphing them in. Roach, Ling, Ravager gonna take down the rocks there. The Broodlords attempting to morph in. This is gonna be it. This is the Hail Mary, it seems, for the Zerg at this point. The anti-air, I mean, there's 3 Thors. They're not all together. Okay. Couple Hellbats gonna attempt a run by their blue flame, not even getting all of the Zerglings. Just a couple of drones fall. The Banshees. Broodlord spotted, sir. Quick turnaround. Now is the time. The trigger has to be pulled. GuMiho setting up a beautiful surround here, though. The Broods walk right down the middle lane. Cyclones from all sides. Thor's being pulled in by the Vipers. There's no way. The Zerg. Get out of here. Surrounded by Terran mech forces. There's even siege tanks right under the Broods in broad daylight defiance. The Broods will take the high ground, start to kite. The Thors, one of them, there we go, fixed it. It was still in its anti-muta mode, and I don't think there's any mutas left. No, all of the mutas have fallen. So at this point, the Broods will survive. Some of them will survive. Some of them had to give up their lives so that others may live, of course. The Remax here. Choice, fair amount of Hydras, SHIN. Hydralisks? I don't know. Like, it's not the worst choice, but it's also not the best choice. We can all kind of agree on that one. 1/1 Hydras at that. Like, almost +2 attack at least. The Thors, not a lot of defense here, actually. I think this might be a bit of a successful hit here for the Zerg. 14, 15 SCVs falling, plummeting here. The Thors starting to be focused down. The Hydras do a lot of damage when they can actually all work together. It's like a group project that's not a total disaster. The Banshee, plucked from the sky. This one, called out sick from the defense, trying to get some work done to make up for it. Sorry guys, I wasn't there. I missed that memo. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Little off today. Hellions actually beating up a Roach. And then Transform beating up the hatchery now too. Blue Flame Hellbats will deal with that pretty well. Few Roaches will respond. Will they be able to save the hatch though? They will, because the Hellbats get distracted. The main attack group going down to the center lane once again. The Thors are not bad. There's just nothing really helping them. The lack of siege tanks is what's going to end up killing GuMiho here. Roach Hydra. Come on. Roach Hydra Viper. It's a composition I tell people to make. See guys, it can work. But what about the Broods and the 573 actions per minute Indigos? Just ignore that, okay? Just look at the Roaches, look at the Hydras. They're still getting work done here. GuMiho picking up the medevacs, desperately trying to keep that Thor alive. Roaches with a projectile attack will actually fall to that, so the Thor will still live. R.I.P. Hatchery. The Queens finally clean up those Hellbats. The Lings dancing around. They were debating going for the Thor, but that's not going to be a good decision. There's too many Hellions. Too many Hellbats here. GuMiho, I'll say one thing, has been on it with the Hellion production. not susceptible to lings at all here. The ling counter attacks, the backstabs, the surrounds. SHIN not going to find a whole lot of opportunity unless there's just nothing here. Well, not going to be able to really fight the Hellbat army. The army will crush one of the hatcheries and then start to waddle its way back. The Hellions easily deal with that. How many siege tanks? It's 3 tanks. Okay. Well, that's better than 0. What's the composition from the Zerg? That's a lot of Hydras, actually. 23 Hydras, 12 Roaches. I think SHIN kind of rightly recognizing, I don't need to get fancy here. Make the Terran work. Make them get fancy. Pulling in the siege tanks. It's a lot of Hydras. Not the usual choice I would see to fight all of this, but it's working fairly well. Resources lost in favor of the Terran, but that's to be expected. The Hellbats have a decent arc here, and they're dropping from the sky medevacs. Launching Hellbats, pushing them out the door. Get on top of those Hydras. It's not going to be enough, though. The Roaches looks like they're giving a pretty solid wall. 2 Thors with repair backup, though. I don't think SHIN wanting to commit to potentially lose everything to the engagement there. Losing the hatchery hurts. Bit of economy. Somebody get this spine some creep. Can we just get a bucket of creep, please? Just put it on the spine, maybe? No? No? Okay, fine. We'll check on you in a minute. Hope you get a creep bath at some point. Couple SCVs fall. Hydras will be able to pick off the orbital. Man, they do get it. Alright. The Thors will respond. Hellions denied over here. How's our buddy doing? Too little, too late, SHIN. Uproot the spine. Save him. I don't think it's gonna happen. The story of the spine crawler. No. That hurts. The spine crawler falls, and with it, my heart. Remaxing here, the Zerg gets back up to 200. Ling, Hydra, Roach. Oh, there's 9 Brood Lords, too. Even I missed that one. I was too busy staring at the... Oh, can we get that in instant replay? Just want one more time for the fans here. Okay, so the Broods, you see, they're flying. I found them first here. GuMiho does a scan. Says, everything okay? I want to see that army. I just lost a few Hellions. Oh crap, that's 9 Broods. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Tapping out. SHIN is gonna take the match. Not quite the explosive ending I was expecting, but an excellent match nonetheless. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.